Hello, Eagles and Eagle families. Welcome to the Cleveland High School's class of 2025 graduation.
Yeah!
Okay. My name is Patrick McComas.
And my name is Nathan Veradette. Some people may get us confused as twins given our identical height, but I assure you we're not. It has been a tremendous honor knowing each and every one of y'all this year.
As we start this ceremony, I want you to know you guys have all worked so hard to be sitting where you are now. Congratulations. Our first words come from our incredible principal of the past 2 years, who has stepped into this role and delivered transparency and organization every single day. Please welcome to the stage our principal, Mr. Lamb.
Graduates, please have a seat. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Cleveland families. Welcome, Cleveland staff, our district leaders, school board members, and most importantly, welcome, Cleveland High School class of 2025 to your graduation. My name is Jeff Lamb, and I am your proud principal. I want you to think back to September of 2021. You were 14 years old. You arrived as a 9th grader in Cleveland with your N95 masks and hand sanitizer. You had to stay 6 feet apart from all of your peers. Words like Delta, Omicron, and attestation would become part of your daily life. You watched the #1 most streamed movie at the time, which was, of course, Encanto. You listened to the #1 streamed song at the time, Olivia Rodrigo's Driver's License. Anybody? No? Okay. And you started getting really good at making TikToks. And in your 9th grade humanities class that year, you spent some time learning about a concept that you would revisit throughout your high school career. That concept is of a counter-narrative. You learned that there was a dominant meta-narrative of the world around us that maintains the status quo and obscures as much as it reveals. Class of 2025, you must have taken those early lessons to heart, because when I think of you, it is clear that you do not accept master narratives. You listen for the counter-narratives, and you author a new story, charting a path that is uniquely your own. Despite narratives of indifference, you, class of 2025, cared enough to pool money together for an extravagant gift card and a kind handwritten note to Cleveland's custodial staff. Contradicting narratives of apathy, you engaged in budget conversations, showed up to school board meetings, wrote letters, and fought to get us more resources. You can clap for that one. Fighting narratives of exclusion, you formed clubs and organized events that supported inclusion and belonging for everyone. Resisting narratives of disengagement, you challenged leadership to increase access to rigorous ethnic studies courses. Refuting narratives of short attention spans, you rallied behind the family of our beloved classmate Cartridge and their family to remind us that they are always with us and they are never, ever forgotten. And even this today, you rallied to go ahead and give every one of us here one of these pink ribbons to wear in Cartridge's honor. And finally, despite narratives of hopelessness, every one of you here today has a story, a next step, a dream, and a plan that are a reminder that however immense our world's challenges, you are bending the moral arc of the universe toward justice. As you step into the world, our country and our world has some narratives that need to be countered. We need you, Cleveland graduates, class of 2025, to write for us a new story where you remind us of who we are and who we could become. Your time at Cleveland has equipped you to rise to this moment. You might not realize it, but you've taken twice as many science classes as any other SPS student was required to take. You completed 4 years of math, 4 years of humanities, and you earned a total of 32 credits. Those are not state graduation requirements, those are just Cleveland requirements that you all met. And with your education, Eagles, you've been taught to hear the stories of minoritized communities, to take seriously the cries of the widow and the orphan, to hear the heartbeat of those who live in the margins of society, to affirm that in the year 2025, when it is no longer politically involved, to declare that Black lives matter, that trans lives matter, and yes, that we must love our immigrant neighbor as ourselves. And you have the STEM training to create powerful solutions that will make a real difference for the future. Graduates, I am sending you forward with an assignment that I hope you carry wherever you go. Remind us that etched on the pedestal under the Statue of Liberty, our symbol to the world is not a weapon, but a poem. The new Colossus with the words, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." The day is coming when you too will need a reminder of who you are and where you come from. You will have many more achievements and graduations ahead of you, but you will also have painful setbacks too. In those times, Eagles, I want you to remember this moment. Look around you. I want to encourage you at this point, take out your phone. I want you to take a selfie with your friends sitting to your left and to your right. Take a picture of your family members in the stands, of your teachers all around you. When you struggle and when you lose your way, remember who you are and where you come from. You are soon to be graduates of Cleveland STEM High School, a nearly 100-year-old family with thousands and thousands of members. And that means you come from a beloved community. Let the pictures of your friends, families, and teachers, the smell of the turf and the air on your skin in this moment be a reminder that beyond the achievements, beyond the struggles, and beyond whatever lies ahead, at your core, remember that you are beloved. Class of 2025, we are proud of you. You are smart, compassionate, and kind. You are a relentless community of young people who will fight for a better world and, yes, write a new counter-narrative. And we are ready to follow your lead. Congratulations, class of 2025. We salute you.
All right. Thank you, Principal Lamb. Coming up, we have multiple speeches from student and faculty who have become our close friends and mentors over the past 4 years of high school.
Before we introduce our first speaker, we will be playing the United States National Anthem and the Black National Anthem. Now more than ever, it is critical that we stand together as a united community to support those who cannot stand for themselves. Please rise.
So say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicings rise high as the glistening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Please be seated. Our first student speech is from Jaden, a dear friend of mine who I've worked with and known closely since the 6th grade. Please welcome to the stage our ASB General President, Jaden Referzo.
Good evening, proud families, caring friends, amazing faculty and staff, and at last, my fellow Cleveland graduates, the class of 2025. My name is Jana Refuerzo, and I'm so honored to be speaking with you here all today. Some of you may know me as your ASB General President, on the girls' basketball team, or even a classmate of yours. We have waited 1,384 days for this remarkable moment. Right now, it's becoming a memory we'll carry with us forever. A memory we'll look back on 10 years from now, or when we're 70, doom scrolling on TikTok. From our very first day of freshman year, September 1st, 2021, many of us remembered as we first returned from online school. It was one of the weirdest and scariest transitions that we have faced all of high school. Figuring out that building 1 was the middle of 3 buildings, and this endless amount of stairs we had to walk up and down the stairs, and of course, enjoying the never-ending beef between Campbell and Hughes. Throughout high school, many of us had sentences that started with, "I can't wait." Like, I can't wait until the last day of school. I can't wait till college apps are done. But most importantly, we said, I can't wait to grow up. We have been so focused on chasing our futures that we sometimes forget to live in the moment and to treasure where we've come from. We should have enjoyed the potlucks, the waffle parties in class, the sports games we've always lost, and the battle for a parking spot every lunch period. In this moment, we get to slow down and truly appreciate our full circle like a last day of first day of school. September 4th, 2024, sitting at the fire docks during our senior sunrise. It wasn't really a sunrise until it hit 7 a.m., and a soft pink haze appeared in the sky. We were all amazed on how beautiful it was. That one moment of color changed the way our last first day of school felt. It gave that morning a meaning. While we have all made it here together, we also carried the weight of someone who didn't. In that quiet morning, we felt like they were there with us as well, reminding us to cherish every second and to keep going just for ourselves, but for them as well. I sincerely wanted to thank all the faculty and staff for truly caring about your students. Even though your main role is to teach, you still made the time to understand and get to know us personally. It's because of you, all of you had made Cleveland feel so special compared to other schools, especially Principal Lamb. He came in our junior year. He was so kind and motivated and kept Cleveland as a community. Thank you for being very chill with our senior prank, even though we made it a waterfall. And at last, of course, we have to thank Campbell. He can be a little extra sometimes, but his genuine care always came through. He put our needs first when managing challenges of his own. Though he isn't here tonight to celebrate with us, he is across the football field graduating from Seattle University, celebrating a new milestone of his own alongside us. I also want to take a moment to thank my mom and dad and my brother for standing by my side no matter how much I struggled through the toughest times in high school. They encouraged me as my path was just beginning. Lastly, I wanted to honor my grandparents. Thank you for being with me every step of the way. You have all made a big impact on my journey and through school. And one of my grandpas isn't here physically with me today, but I will continue to carry your love and strength. I know that you're proud of the person I became. Knowing this, many of you are very proud and thankful for the people that came supporting you here. Sure, we're all forced to go to school, get good grades, and not to skip class, guys. But high school is just the beginning of learning how to enjoy life before you start the beginning of your new journey. We are suddenly pushed into adulthood where we would have to make big life decisions like committing to a college or which frat or sorority to join. So I have one question for you all. When you think about everything you've been through in high school, the highs, the lows, and everything in between, do you believe those experiences shaped who you are today? Would you still be the same person without those experiences, or did they play a big role in who you've become? Someone once told me that the challenges you face are meant to be. Even when you're at your lowest, you should still have faith and believe that all things happen for a reason. We have been through tough times, and many of us cope with it differently. We either hang out with friends, cry to others, or keep going and lock ourselves in our room. Though the bad moments shaped who we are, but so did every proud, joyful, and unforgettable experience, such as celebrating taking a test and going across the street to Flora Bakehouse to get their high-priced pastries, going to multicultural night as you watch Filipino club dance to Sha-la-la-la-la, or build relationships with those who walk beside you in a similar path. These moments, big and small, has shaped our stories and taught us how to stand beside each other, even when life feels overwhelming. And though this part of our journey is coming to an end, the people, the memories, and the lessons will live with us forever. We can now step into our future, ready to grow outside the nest and become who we are meant to be. So yes, I know we are very emotional about leaving Cleveland, and it's true. Some of us will be just minutes away, miles, and others in an entirely different state. But as Troy Bolton quotes in High School Musical 3, East High is having friends that we'll keep for the rest of our lives, and I guess that means we are all in this together, because you're a Cleveland Eagle, and you're always an Eagle. And let's be honest, no one does things quite like Cleveland because we do different better. That's what makes the high school experience unforgettable. Congratulations, class of 2025. This is Jana Refuerzo signing out.
Thank you, Jaden. Our next speech comes from one of our beloved classmates and recipient of the Cleveland High School Certificate of Growth in Mathematics.
Please give a round of applause for Samuel John.
Hello, hello, class of 2025. Hi, it is so honored to be here, and I want to say my speech to you all. And today, I want to say that I'm going to miss everyone here at Cleveland, especially my teachers and my friends here at Cleveland. And thank you. And today, I want to say that I am proud to be a great student to all the teachers who gave me a great appreciation and taught me fair kindness. And I want to say my full gratitude to all my teachers, and especially to all the students here at Cleveland. So here is and thank you very much.
Thank you for those words, Samuel. Our next speaker is my friend Asa. Asa and I have played soccer together since middle school. He is an incredible athlete and an even better friend. He's a very, very hard worker. Once he does it, I've seen it 2 times. Please welcome the senior class president, Asa Dalton.
Thank you, Patrick, for actually noticing the few times I've done work. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming out on this special day. It means the world to all of us. My name is Asa Dalton, and I'm the senior class president. I actually gave a speech at my elementary school graduation as well, and it was pretty good, so I'm hoping I can do a better job than my 11-year-old self. And does this not feel real to anyone else here? Not just to us down here on the field, but to everyone watching in the stands. I'd like everyone here to take a few seconds, to take a few breaths in, take a look around, and immerse yourselves in the moment, because yes, this is actually happening. I personally thought this day would never come. I can remember all the way back at our freshman year orientations, preparing for 4 more years of school, thinking about how far away college and everything else after high school was. Not even considering it as a possibility for our lives because it was a million miles away. And now that we're actually here, I'm having trouble fathoming the idea that these days are over. No more dances, assemblies, or spirit weeks. No more of the everyday things like advisory, Mr. Koyano's class, or sleeping through first period. It all feels so surreal. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. Whether we're ready to move on with our lives or not, we don't really have a choice in the matter, unless we want to become super seniors, which I don't think any of us do. and that's why we're here today. Not just to celebrate these last 4 years at Cleveland and finally graduating high school, but to celebrate the entire journey. Every single thing that has happened in our lives, no matter how big or small, has led us here to this exact moment. So I would like to thank all of you for being a part of my journey. Whether we met at Cleveland, or before then in middle school, or all the way back in elementary school, or maybe just here today, I would like to thank all of you, regardless of how big a role you played in my journey here, because you are all the reason why I don't want to say goodbye to all of this. Seniors, while this is a very big part of our lives, our journeys have really just begun, and we'll have many more things in our lives that we'll have to eventually say goodbye to as well, just like this. So as one of my childhood heroes, Winnie the Pooh, said, "How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard." So don't be sad that this part of our lives is over. Be happy that it happened, and we can move on to the next part of our lives that we'll love even more. Because now, as eagles, it's our turn to finally fly away and leave the nest. Thank you all. Go Cleveland.
All right. Thank you, Asa, for that wonderful speech. Our final student speech we have is someone who brings the energy to any school event, Cleveland's only senior cheerleader. Please welcome Janelle Delgado.
Hey, Eagles! Our time has come to an end today, but we don't stop here. I won't talk long, I promise, because I want to get out of here too. But all over the U.S., class of 2025 is the largest class to graduate. That means we can cause the most damage, but good damage. The things we see every day that we know are wrong. We are strong-minded, we are smart, we are passionate, and I know we are determined. I believe all of us here today is destined for greatness. But it's not like y'all didn't know that already. Throughout my 4 years of attending Cleveland, it was a little hard being one of 5 black girls in my class. I never really felt included in our class activities. That's why my freshman year, I joined BSU and got things cracking. If you know, you know. Being at school with very few black students taught me a lot personally. I've learned to stay true to myself, be to myself, and I know who I am. And I know what I can get done. A lot of the times I was overlooked, but that made me go harder. I know I'll be overlooked again because they know what I can accomplish. They know what we are capable of, and I'm talking to my sisters for that one. It was challenging, but I want to give a special thanks to Jaden for helping me in Miss Lee's class. We would have got more work done if Peyton wasn't yapping all the time, but we did finish the class. And I want to say thank you to Sophia for all the good laughs and talkings too, and Mr. Quadra's class and Mr. Bawale's. And yeah, junior year I became an adult, working 2 jobs, taking care of myself. You can imagine how much that was. But to the people who noticed, really helped and encouraged me. But I want to give a special thanks to my GOAT, Rashawn Sampson. I wouldn't have made it here without your grace and your encouragement and all the things that you do for me. Besides all my trials and tribulations, I thank God because He gives His toughest battles to His strongest soldiers. Thank you. And to class of 2025, we're moving on to bigger and better things. So let's put that work in. If they look at us crazy, let's go even harder. We don't stop here. We keep grinding because if we won't do it, who will? Thank you.
Thank you, Janelle. That wonderful speech concludes our message. All right, that wonderful message concludes our student speeches. Our next speaker is a person that every single student knows from his hard lessons and even his harder tests.
He delivers each of his students a deep and meaningful education through hard work and a lot of dad jokes. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pratt.
Let's shake his hand.
Thank you for that introduction, Nathan and Patrick. As promised, this will probably have a few dad jokes, so sit tight. Thank you, graduating class of 2025, for this invitation to speak at one of the most memorable celebrations of your young life. When I was first asked to give this speech by Trish, who's basically the boss of your class, I began thinking about when I first met all of you. You came to Cleveland High School 4 years ago after spending half of your middle school career behind a laptop. Education for you was on Microsoft Teams. You walked into our classrooms a little scared, fumbling with your social skills, wondering what high school would be like. What awaited you were teachers like myself who were filled with grand ideas about group work, projects, and gallons of hand sanitizer. The road was not smooth, nor was it easy. You had to click through all those riveting high school and beyond plan lessons on Naviance. You had your lunch reduced from a generous 55 minutes during your freshman year to a harrowing 35 minutes your senior year, which means you had to choose between the Wingstop near Franklin over the Popeyes in West Seattle. That's tough. But you also learned some hard things. Though 95% of you don't know how to actually calculate your taxes, at least you know, without a shadow of a doubt, and I need help here, that the mitochondria is... See, you're ready for mitochondria season, but not tax season. Way to go. Now, speaking of the mitochondria, as a teacher of science, I consider my final act of service in your public school career to teach you one last science lesson. And just like many a science lesson I've taught you, it's filled with wonder, metaphors, and some cringe humor that is sure to be straight bussin', all sigma, no beta, Ohio. So prepare thyself. Here goes nothing. All right, our science lesson begins in one of my favorite decades, the 1990s. It was the decade of the Smashing Pumpkins, the Tamagotchi, and Blockbuster Video. For my millennial parents out there, if you know, you know. You see me. But one of the most unique science experiments in our nation's history began in 1991. It was called the Biosphere 2. Mr. Lin, did you teach about this in APES? Biosphere? No? Okay, that's right, I got you. The biosphere was a self-sustaining, sealed ecological complex in the middle of Arizona. It was an engineering marvel that aimed to produce everything humans would need for survival: oxygen, food, water. Renewable power was connected, animals and plants were introduced, and 8 people volunteered and entered the sealed biosphere for 2 years as a closed system experiment. The purpose of the experiment was to measure the viability of humans living on another planet. Overall, sounded like a pretty cool experiment. But like many experiments, and especially ones you did in my class, experiments fail. Oxygen levels were slowly depleted, morale was low, and a host of other things caused this thing to end. But one of the big surprises was what happened with the trees inside the Biosphere 2. The trees grew very quickly due to the abundant CO2, light, and water. Shout out to photosynthesis. However, the trees never reached maturity despite their fast growth. Eventually, most trees fell over from their own weight. But why? They had all the ingredients they needed to thrive, or so scientists thought. There was one critical thing missing from the tree's life. Anybody want to guess what it is? Wind. There was no wind in the Biosphere 2. You see, wind causes stress to the trees. Wind pushes the trees back and forth. And as a result, the tree produces greater concentrations of cellulose known as stress wood. In the absence of wind, the trees grew vertically but lacked the mechanical stimulus to produce the harder, stronger stress wood. Trees without wind will grow in a way that ultimately is not good for them. As a result, trees without wind do not have the resilience to stand on their own or to support themselves freely. Seniors, as you graduate in a few minutes and walk to the Seattle Center fountain as a full-fledged adult, my hope for you is that you do not cower from the winds of life out of fear, shame, or straight-up boredom. Many times you will cower, because as a grown-up myself, I've cowered many times because it's the easiest thing to do. We've all been there. However, my hope is that you embrace the everyday wind of struggle around you and look to help others in their wind of affliction. Remember this, seniors, it is not struggle that is the enemy of growth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Trees that grow in ease, in comfort, and what comes easy do not grow the supports and strength they need, and they cannot stand on their own. We don't need forests that spend their life scrolling Instagram and looking for their next dopamine hit on TikTok. We need forests that are strong, resilient, bold enough to be the awkward person and do something first, ready to face the storms of life. Storms will come. We don't know when, we don't know how, but they will come and blow fierce winds. Face the wind, band together, grow stronger. Now, this is the point in my science lesson where I would usually give you an exit ticket, assign you some practice problems, or your eyes have indubitably glazed over from 5 minutes of direct instruction. So, considering I've already turned in senior grades and I can't change your grades for the 16 of you scrolling on TikTok right now, I'll have to settle for some parting words. Seniors, it has been an honor to be one of the many educator leaders in your life that have brought you a mix of struggle, pain, joy, and hopefully some learning during your educational career. Our goal was not to make life easy for you, but to give you just the amount of struggle and support that you can stand on your own and grow in the way that you were meant to. We were to be both your wind and support. And now I hope you're ready to thrive outside the biosphere of Cleveland High School. One final thing, when we get to that part in the ceremony, you know, when everybody throws their caps up, you'll know what I'm talking about, right? Remember that we're celebrating how smart you are by throwing sharp, pointy objects into the air. Just keep that in mind. I've never understood why we do that. But to leave you with this, do you know what your family can say to you at that moment once you've released that sharp, pointy object? They'll say to you, you're an adult now, no cap. And with that, thank you, class of 2025. Blessings to you in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Mr. Pratt, for the king of all dad jokes. All right. Mr. Pratt's words conclude tonight's speeches. We will begin. Ooh, good catch. We will begin to call our fellow graduates to walk the stage, something that we have spent 4 years accomplishing. I want you to remember this is no small feat and not something that everyone gets to do. Each and every one of you have worked so hard to be here.
Please feel free to cheer when you hear your friend or family member's name called. Oh, do we bring up Mr. Oh, yeah.
Please welcome back to the stage, Mr. Lamb.
Do I go down? We go down now? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cleveland High School, class of 2025, it is now time. It is now time. The time has come to celebrate your graduation by reading your names into the record. Our staff ushers will now go to the center aisle, and they will direct you to move outside of your row where you'll be directed to the main stage. As your name is read by either Mr. Steve Pratt or Mr. Joe Lenzo, please receive your diploma cover and move to the center of the stage and say cheese for the photographer.
First, we have Robbie Seeger, music teacher, accepting a diploma in memory of our beloved student and classmate, Emily Cartridge Vo. And next, Cartridge's close friend, Vivian Lai.
Jaden Noelani Refuerzo.
Asa Dalton.
Nathan Viradet.
JJ Moriguchi Louis.
Alex Tang Win.
Lillian Vo.
Trishteen Kenyatta E. Chavez.
Patrick Franklin McComas.
Samuel John.
Daniel Warshall.
Anila Malaki.
Lyle Wei Yuen Rainey.
Jack McCullough.
Janelle Delgado.
John Guzman.
Andre Gabriel Gomez Becker.
Dahlia Christensen.
Jacqueline Adriana Gabutero.
Gabriela Vialta.
Kalayaan Kayan Martin McGill.
Cynthia Cheng.
Mateo Morales Teicher.
Aaron Abad.
Amy Lee.
Muna Mahamud.
John Toe.
Melissa Reyes Hermenegildo.
June Hwang.
Richard Canuni.
Sofia Carrillo Esquivel.
Odalis Mendoza Ramirez.
Emily Cortez.
Timnit Tawalder Burhan.
Adna Ahmed.
Senit Asmelash.
Najma Hassan.
Karima Ali Adam.
Hasna Farah.
Serena Chen.
Tim Duong.
Montre Jamar Reeves.
Andrew Pham.
Gordon Ho.
Edison Chen.
Raymond Coagdan Lorencio III.
Kevin Lee.
Jacob Arquiza.
Evan Garcia McCarter.
Jeremiah Madrid.
Felipe Kemp.
Matthew Bartolome.
Jalen James Hart.
Abraham Mbacho.
Sean Church.
Gideon Hassan.
Solomon Rideau.
Xavier Edge.
Sengfu Sepan.
Christopher Smith Saunders.
Martin Chan.
Min Kwan Lei.
Chun Teng Cho.
Sam Sutomu Bernier.
Rong Hui Zhu.
Alex Lau.
John Tran.
Liam Absent Pomeroy.
Oscar Chen.
Jonathan Sagai.
Rong J. Lee.
Justin Roy Bailey.
Josiah Walker.
Tony Liu.
Nicholas Lee.
Jennifer Fernandez.
Knox Wong.
Kevin Wynn.
Zachary Vian.
Mason Guo.
Fu Don.
Jason Chen.
Cassandra Election.
Bin Liu.
Tien Lei.
Adem John.
Chelsea Meneses.
Samuel Burhay.
Peter Bomani.
Cyrus Persons.
Crystal Pham.
Florenzo Francisco.
Adriana Soktevi Munta.
Rafael Peterson.
Veronica Elaine Cardona.
Benson Way.
Hannah Idris.
Colston Bannister.
Kira Kalei Camille Hori.
JJ McLaughlin.
Lisan Kao.
Isaac Kanoki.
Alana May Yumali.
Bella Southam.
Anna O'Connell.
Gwyneth Hoskins.
Avihea Kazumka.
Bella Simone Rivera.
Shaolin Guan.
Alexis Davis Pritchard.
Shuyu Lu.
Jordan Sue.
Abigail Ferreño.
Ja Wen Leng.
Zibin Wu.
Isabel Liu.
Zhao Ming Zhao.
Karen Kim.
Guanlin Lee.
Sinhua Lee.
Chu Xin Guo.
Sophia Tunalome.
Denitria Hong.
Ni Lu.
Junro Tan.
Vanessa Meijun Lee.
Tallulah Evangeline Tucker.
Jennifer No Tran.
Hannah Bright.
Melissa Lee.
Kelly Locke.
Rachel Dang.
Diego Levias.
Juliana Rose Deloy.
Lily Benavides. Manel Ong. Mira Mickelson.
Benjamin Jesus Gray.
Denali Wyman Jenkins.
Stephen Nguyen.
Elena Kussman Carter.
Eli Wu. Fu.
Emmy Yamada Heidner.
Arna Huang.
Akio Kumasaka.
Bill Liu.
V. Trong.
Aiden Louie.
Kobe Lay.
Josiah Lowe.
Roman Galileo Valenta.
Faiza Omar.
Adela M. Griggs.
Evian Vong.
Evan Shapiro.
Vivian Bob Vong.
Stephanie Guo.
Mark Andaya.
Victoria Villanueva.
April Sharp.
Alexandria Villanueva.
Lucas Austin.
Stephanie Wu.
Vince Carlisle Kovach.
Leah Takala.
Nicholas Hansen.
Ismail Lukman.
Tai Takahashi McKenzie.
Abdi Najib Haji.
Lucas Tran.
Nasrallah Amin.
Imogen Page.
Abdi Fatah Adam.
Fern Page.
Aliasa Hood.
Paloma Lee.
Najib Ali.
Stacy Fauché.
The Evan Nathaniel Williams.
Christian Lee Sugatan.
Carla Jacovez Perez Villanueva.
Eli Pendris Lichter.
Zihoy Lay.
Brian Carrillo.
Cash Jordan.
Vincent Crow Capel.
Bianca Simpson.
Dimitri Antonio Washington.
Emmanuel Woodner.
Suhaib Shakadan.
Ladan Dahir.
Isa Ahmed.
Siham Abdullahi.
Mohammed Abdul Samed.
Naima Abubakar.
Henry Nguyen.
Zainab Hajir.
Anwar Dahir.
Murayo Osman.
Jimmy Lay.
Asiya Shire.
Ayman Mohammed.
Sagal Mohammed.
Amin Mohammed.
Aliyah Abdi. Deko Abdullahi. Asma Decane. Miriam Ahmed. Bayu Shubbe. Leah Mulageta.
Oh, you got some? Oh.
Wait.
All right, guys. School Board Director Hersey. As the proud principal of Cleveland High School, I formally present and recommend for graduation the students of the graduating class of 2025 from Cleveland STEM High School. These students have met all the graduation requirements and then some, and are deserving of all the honors, rights, and privileges pertained thereto. Do you accept?
Thank you, Principal Lamb. By the authority vested in me as School Board Director of Seattle Public Schools, I recognize and accept the 2025 graduates of Cleveland STEM High School, and I approve the granting of their diplomas. Congratulations, you have done it.
right. Graduates, our ceremony is nearing its conclusion. However, before we finish, I want to remind you how we are about to exit from the stadium. Families and guests, we ask that you remain in your seats until graduates have been dismissed. They will exit out the northwest field level, point to the back there, right over there, all right? And head to the International Fountain where you can meet them. Graduates, our staff members are going to head back at this point to the back to form a tunnel to celebrate your graduation. So staff will head back now. After the turning of the tassel in just a moment, please walk back through the tunnel and up to the International Fountain where you will be invited to reconnect with your family, friends, and loved ones. Now, I'd like to welcome our ASB student leaders one last time to the stage for the turning of the tassel.
Before we turn our tassels and become high school graduates, I would like to leave you with one thing. Well, this is a bittersweet moment for all of us. As Winnie the Pooh once said, after all, one can't complain, I have my friends. Over these years we have shared together, I am honored to call all of you my friends. Please stand to join us in the turning of our tassels. All right. How do we do this? 3, 2, 1? Right to left. From right to left.
Go!
Go!